Have you ever found yourself wondering if you're surrounded by people who just don't seem to get it? Maybe you've noticed certain behaviors in women that leave you shaking your head, questioning their mindset, their decisions, or their perspective on life. But here's the thing. Understanding these signs isn't about pointing fingers. It's about protecting your peace, avoiding unnecessary drama, and making wiser choices in your relationships. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer perspective, one that could completely change how you approach your love life. Welcome to Stoic Mindset Mastery, where we explore how Stoic philosophy can empower us to make better decisions and lead a life of purpose. Today, we're diving deep into behaviors that can be harmful to your peace of mind and your relationships. These 5 signs may reveal unwise patterns that cloud your mental clarity and affect your well-being. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Let's get started. Imagine meeting someone in a completely unfamiliar social setting. She's captivating, beautiful, fun, and seemingly perfect. But over time, small things start to pile up, making you question her level of intelligence. Now, when I say intelligence, I'm not talking about academic smarts. I mean the highly esteemed Stoic qualities of wisdom, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. According to Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. In other words, the people we choose to associate with today have a significant impact on our future. Drama in relationships. Have you ever been in a relationship that felt like a roller coaster ride? One moment everything is perfect, and the next you're caught in an argument over something trivial, like a delayed text message? If so, you may have wondered why it always feels so challenging. Some people, both men and women, seem to thrive on chaos. They create drama even when none exists, as if they can't function without emotional turmoil. But here's the truth. A relationship isn't meant to be a soap opera. A wise woman seeks peace, not conflict. She understands that true power lies in staying calm rather than overreacting to minor issues. Think back to your past relationships. Have you ever dated someone who constantly found faults? Maybe she got upset if you didn't reply to her text within minutes, or accused you of not caring enough when you spent time with friends. At first, it might seem like just emotional sensitivity, but over time, it becomes draining. Why does this happen? For some, drama is a form of attention-seeking. If things are quiet, they feel uneasy because they are accustomed to chaos. Before you know it, you're trapped in an endless cycle of emotional turmoil, mistaking it for love. If you find yourself constantly caught up in the storm, pause and ask yourself, is this really the life I want? As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, the mind, not external circumstances, is within your control. Recognizing this truth empowers you to break free from the cycle. It's exhausting to be with someone who always shifts the blame, whether to their parents, their boss, or you. But a relationship cannot grow if one person refuses to acknowledge their mistakes. We all make errors, but what sets intelligent individuals apart is their ability to reflect, learn, and improve. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, we suffer not from events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. A mature partner understands that responsibility is a strength, not a weakness. She owns up to her faults, apologizes sincerely, and strives to do better. If you're with someone who avoids accountability, you'll find yourself unfairly blamed for things that aren't your fault, leading to frustration and resentment. Have you ever been in a relationship where your worth seemed tied to what you could provide rather than who you were as a person? At first, it might feel rewarding to spoil her with gifts and fancy dates. But over time, you may notice that beyond the expensive presents, there isn't much emotional depth in the relationship. If a partner prioritizes material possessions over honesty and character, the relationship becomes a transactional experience rather than a genuine connection. You might rationalize her high expectations by saying she just has good taste or she deserves nice things. But deep down, You know that no matter how much you provide, it will never be enough. There will always be something bigger, better, or more expensive to desire. A wise woman understands that love is more valuable than wealth. She values loyalty, emotional connection, and integrity above material goods. The Stoics believe that happiness is an internal state, not something that can be bought. As the philosopher Seneca put it, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. If you're with a woman who prioritizes character over money, your efforts will be truly appreciated. Does your partner always need reassurance? Maybe she insists you constantly compliment her or regularly post about her on social media. At first, it might seem harmless, even endearing, but over time, it becomes exhausting. A woman with low self-esteem will never be satisfied, no matter how much reassurance she receives. She looks for external validation to fill an internal void, whether through compliments, gifts, or social media attention. True love doesn't demand constant approval. A confident woman knows her worth and doesn't need endless validation to feel secure. If you find yourself in a relationship where you're expected to prove your commitment repeatedly, ask yourself whether this dynamic is sustainable in the long run. Do you ever feel like you're walking on eggshells, carefully choosing your words to avoid an emotional outburst? Maybe you make a simple suggestion like, "Let's try eating healthier," only to be met with defensiveness, anger, or even resentment. For some women, any form of criticism, no matter how constructive, feels like a personal attack. Instead of listening, reflecting, and growing, they react emotionally, often with hostility. This stems from a deep-seated fear of failure, insecurity, or a lack of emotional maturity. A mature partner understands that feedback is an opportunity for growth, not an attack. She listens, processes, and seeks to improve rather than shutting down or lashing out. If your relationship feels like a constant balancing act to avoid triggering unnecessary fights, it may be time to reevaluate the dynamic. Conclusion: a strong, intelligent woman seeks peace over conflict, responsibility over blame, character over materialism, confidence over validation, and growth over defensiveness. If you find yourself constantly drained in a relationship, ask yourself, is this truly love or just an emotional roller coaster? The right partner will bring stability, not chaos. Love should be a haven, not a battlefield. When someone cannot tolerate criticism, when a person struggles to handle criticism, they often become emotionally reactive. Instead of viewing feedback as an opportunity for growth, they see it as a personal attack. This inability to separate their identity from criticism triggers defensiveness, creating an environment where honesty is stifled. In such relationships, one partner may feel constantly invalidated, making open communication nearly impossible. She's too emotionally reactive. Have you ever felt like you were walking on eggshells in a relationship, always afraid that a single word might set the other person off? You could say something as simple as, "I had a long day at work," only for it to escalate into a full-blown argument. The act of expressing your thoughts or feelings becomes a minefield, where even the smallest comment triggers an intense emotional response. Emotional reactivity means lacking control over one's emotions. Instead of pausing to reflect, a reactive person responds impulsively, letting their feelings dictate their actions. One moment, they may be warm and affectionate. The next, they could be angry or upset over something minor. This constant fluctuation is exhausting, leaving you unsure when the next emotional storm will hit. Living with someone who reacts emotionally to everything creates a tense and unpredictable environment. You may find yourself constantly adjusting your words and actions to avoid an outburst. Honest conversations become difficult because any attempt to express yourself is met with defensiveness or anger. Over time, this emotional instability erodes meaningful connections, preventing the foundation of a healthy relationship, open, calm communication from forming. A relationship should be a space where both partners feel secure enough to be vulnerable. However, when emotional reactions overshadow logic, trust becomes difficult to build. The unpredictability of the relationship leaves you unsure of where you stand, making it hard to grow together as partners. The importance of emotional stability. Emotional stability and self-regulation are essential for a strong, lasting relationship. Without them, genuine growth as a couple becomes nearly impossible. Recognizing emotional reactivity in others is not about judgment, but about protecting your own peace and making informed choices for your future. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Stay focused, stay wise, and make decisions that align with your values. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Keep striving for growth. Stoic Mindset Mastery.